Aswath Damodaran is the Professor of Finance at NYU Stern Business School. He joins me from California. Professor, good to have you, sir. Thank you. I read in your interesting views that it really does depend on what one perceives as the role of a cryptocurrency, a store of value, a means of exchange, or a speculative aspect. What do you see crypto as?
Now, this is always what's confused me when I talk to Bitcoin bulls. I consider myself a skeptic. I'm open to the possibility that cryptos have a place. I'm just not sure what that place is. And I'll give you the 4 possible pathways for a cryptocurrency. The first is that it becomes a currency that you use for transactions. You buy and sell stuff. That's a typical currency. The second is it's a collectible. It's like gold. It's millennial gold. You hold on to it because you don't trust central banks. You don't trust currency. The third is it becomes the currency for use among dark money. And essentially, even the recent hack of the pipeline, the colonial pipeline, the hackers wanted to be paid in Bitcoin. And finally, and this is a 4th choice, is maybe it's a fallback currency for countries like Venezuela, where the existing currency has fallen apart. I haven't heard from Bitcoin bulls a coherent endgame for Bitcoin. And as long as you don't have an end game, this is exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see weeks in which Bitcoin goes up 30%, weeks in which it drops. And there's really no good reason you can point to. It's become almost entirely a speculative game.
Even as sort of legitimate organizations, financial institutions, maybe with the exception of Tesla, but accept Bitcoin, agree to hold Bitcoin as part of their portfolios and the like, until there is a fixed linkage between the crypto and fiat money or the recognizable means of exchange, then it must necessarily be hobbled. And I wonder, I mean, I know you think Ether stands more chance than Bitcoin, but where does Ether stand in all of this?
Well, Ether is actually, the end game is not to be a currency, it's to be a commodity. Ether's big sales pitch is blockchains are going to be part of the way we do transactions in the future. So even without cryptos, blockchain is clearly an innovation. And Ether is designed to make blockchains run better. It's a lubricant. So the argument for Ether is more of a commodity argument. If everybody's switching to blockchains and you need Ether to run these blockchains well, the demand for Ether will go up. So from that perspective, there's at least an end game I can see for Ether that I cannot see for Bitcoin. I've described Bitcoin as a currency created by paranoids for paranoids. You trust nobody in Bitcoin. And you cannot have a currency where you trust no one. You need to have trust in somebody for an efficient currency to work.
Unless the system, I'm going to argue with you here, Professor, unless the system works, there's a finite amount, unlike Dogecoin, which is basically an incontinence of just being able to print what you like, unless of that, and you trust in the system itself.
You could, but you need an efficient currency. And I'll tell you why Bitcoin has a problem. If I bought a cup of coffee with Bitcoin at a Starbucks for $6, it'll cost $3 to get the transaction verified. Because 1,000 Ukrainian miners have to get on their computers and check to see whether I have enough Bitcoin in my wallet to pay for my coffee. That's not efficient. You cannot design a currency where it takes that much resources to check a transaction. So even if there's trust in the system, it's just not an efficiently designed system. And because it's not efficiently designed, these are not just growing pains. I don't see an end game where Bitcoin is going to be widely accepted for transactions. And it doesn't have to be a fixed exchange rate. I mean, even regular currencies change. But you can't have a currency that drops 30% one day and rises 25% the next. People won't want to use it on transactions.
Right. So I mean, you are doing, you are sort of doing the world is round to the flat worlders, aren't you, by saying this? You're pointing out some unpalatable realities. But what I want to impress is that you're not calling into question the future of blockchain as a means of future transaction.
Absolutely not. I think blockchain is the real innovation that comes out of Bitcoin. And we need to thank the Bitcoin creators for having created blockchain along the way. But blockchain and Bitcoin can be separated. You can have a blockchain in US dollars. You can have a blockchain in Ether. There's no requirement that Bitcoin and blockchain be locked at the hip.
Very good to have you with us tonight, Professor. We'll talk more. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time. Thank you.